Okay, boys, I'm going to show you what you're going to need to do to sign up to Hackerrank. Now, in your um, OneNote area, in the Welcome tab, in the week beginning the 20th of April, you will see a link to the 30 days of code, hackerrank.com/domains tutorials, 30 days of code. So, first thing to do is to click on that. And when you click on that, it will open up a browser and it will bring this 30 days of code page. And then if you haven't already, you need to sign up. So when you click sign up, what I'd like you to do is to sign in with your first and last name, followed here by your email address, which should be your Sherborne School email address. Sorry. And then you need to create password and click account here. Unfortunately, there isn't an Office 2000, an Office 365 login here. If you've already signed up, then you can log in, and when you have logged in, you can then join 30 days of code. So you're gonna do that. So I'm going to log in myself now, and I'm going to type in my name. Okay, and then I'm going to join this 30 days of code. Now I've already joined that, and then you get the list of challenges that you're going to get each day. Now, because I started this several days ago, you can see that I've already got some things that I need to solve, a collection of these. But you're going to get one a day, basically, but you're going to save them up to do them during your lessons. Okay, so you might get 2 or 3 challenges to do in each lesson. So for example, let's go into this solve challenge, day 0, hello world. Okay, now you'll get an email that comes in from Hackerrank every day telling you that there are some things for you to do. And what you do is you get a problem, and it says in this, you read through the objective and the task, and then the input format and the output format. Okay, now this is where you really need to pay attention, because otherwise you're going to go wrong. The idea here is to learn some basic Python code. Okay, so these should be quite easy, but if you have any difficulty, let me know. There is also a tutorial available for each one of these. So anyway, it says in this challenge, we review some basic concepts that will get you started with this series. You will need to use the same or similar syntax to read input and write output in challenges throughout Hackerrank. Check out the tutorial tab for learning materials and instructional video. Okay, so the task is to complete this challenge, you must save a line of input from the standard in, and I'll show you what that means in a minute, to print a variable, print hello world on a single line, and finally print the value of your variable on a second line. So basically, what we want to do is, this is some input, whatever is being input, and it should output hello, comma, world, full stop, welcome to 300 days of code. Okay, so when you've read through the problem, we then go over to submissions, and we say solve. Okay, and you will see further down the page this here. Now what we need to do is to change the language here from the top to from C++ to Python 3, please. You must all do that, even if you're familiar with some other languages. I want to make sure that you're doing the Python 3 course. Now you will notice here that a lot of this has been done for you. So these green things are comments. So anything that starts off with a hash in Python is a comment. It says read a full line of input from the standard in to save it to our dynamically typed variable. Now what that means, input string. So this is the name of our variable, input underscore string. And we're going to assign that, so using the equals, to some input. Now what I don't want you to do in here, and this is really important, is to type in a prompt in here. For example, type in your string here now or something. Don't do that, because if you do that, it won't work properly. Right? That's very important. So just leave the inputs blank. Now, when you write your own code, you'd probably want an actual input in there. Then it's going to print this hello world. Now, if you remember, what we're asked to do is to print the line hello world. Now that's done for us all automatically. The next bit it should say is welcome to 30 days of code. Now that is whatever has been typed. So in here, we're going to print our new variable that has been input in here. So that's going to call input underscore string. Okay, so it prints hello world, and then it's going to print the value that was stored into this input string. Okay, so let's run the code. And when you run it, it automatically puts in the inputs for you. So you don't actually have to type them unless that's part of the actual code itself. So let me just show you what this program would actually look like if we ran it in a real Python environment. So I'm going to copy this code and I'm going to paste this into here just to show you what happens. Now if I actually run this in PyCharm, it's going to sit here and waiting for this input. In other words, it hasn't got this, so I'm going to write in here half-life Alex is cool. When I press enter, you'll see that it will say hello world, and then it will type this message, half-life Alex is cool. So it's very slightly different when you run it in normal Python program compared to what you're running on Hackerrank. Now, let me tell you why that is. It automatically puts in the inputs for you. Okay, so that's why it's doing that for you. So you don't have to type them. Now, once you've got your code running and you pass the tests, if you get crosses here, it means you haven't done it right. But if you've passed them, if you're confident that your code is correct, you can click Submit Code, and it runs all of the test cases that are available, and it will mark them automatically for you. Just wait for a second. There we go. And test case 0 success, and this is also successful as well. Okay. So once we've done that, we can then click back up here, back to our 30 days of code. You see where at the moment we've just done days 0, hello world. Back to 30 days of code, and then we've solved this, and then we can solve the next one once that arrives. If you're not seeing them, make sure that you haven't got the. So if I want to say I've only show me the solved ones, tick that, untick that, or only show me the unsolved ones, then we can do that as well. Okay, so here we've got both. So then you go into the next challenge, you read through the objective, and you go along and you try and produce what is being requested. If you get stuck, go to the tutorial and watch the video, because it will explain to you how to get it working.